All right, we're back with Yoav. You've got a pretty interesting background. You started talking about, business education, Tel Aviv University. Clearly, you've had an interest in activity type of stuff, from the photo competition to day trading, which is kind of active. It's amazing you still have the hair you have, and to your company called Roomies, which I thought was kind of brilliant, sharing expenses, and now you're in sports technology. Share with us how this has evolved, how your career's evolved, and are you at the point that famous expression, "This is what I always wanted to be when I grow up"? Are you there?
So I started, you can say, with the photo competition. I did it during my university studying. It's a venture of my father. My father is also an entrepreneur, a very gifted one. He has an amazing ability to recruit people and make his goal theirs. So I think that I learned a lot from him, and with the experience holding the photo competition, I was the production manager of the competition. So it always was very challenging to handle all the stuff at the same time. So I started from there, but like I said, it was like a university job. Then after the university, I continued. It looked like my obvious path to the stock market because I was interested in that dynamic feeling that you can do everything. So I worked for 2.5 years as a day trader in a company that called GHF Capital. Like I said, it taught me a lot about being objective, being honest with yourself about what you're good and what you're less, about your real fears and not how you think about yourself. And Roomies was actually the first venture I did with my partner, Nir Montag. We did it both while we had our day job. You can say it was a failure. Roomies, we invest in it a lot of our time during our day job, but we saw that people were excited about the idea. But when we launched the product itself, we saw that no one's coming back.
Right.
So even that it was a completely failure, we loved it. We love the feeling that you can create something new, that people are excited from it, even if they're not coming back on the second day. We saw that we know how to build beautiful stuff, and we learn about what we did less. So I think it was like our first tryout, like real tryout, because we had other stuff that didn't overpass a certain point. This idea, it's the first one that we actually developed, actually started to progress. And after it, we just continue to our second idea, that it was to establish a gaming company, Fabula Gaming, and we had an amazing idea that was inspired from my previous job, that you would be able to buy and sell sports position in real time, just like you trade stocks. So we did a very sophisticated algorithm that knows how to price endless number of positions of sport, and you can watch your favorite team playing, and you can place virtual prediction on the team and see your position just keep changing depending what happened on the pitch. So this was our second tryout. It was much better. The app reached almost 1 million downloads, most of it from organic growth. And but still we didn't reach our goal.
Well, it's all building blocks, is it not?
Exactly. It's all building blocks. You take I forget the word, but
hammer or a pick.
Yeah, you place the bar higher and higher every time,
Right.
Getting closer to your end goal and seeing the improvement. So it always gives you more drive to push harder, to try harder. And for your like general question, if I'm in the place where I want to be,
sorry, go ahead.
so I think that I feel that this current job is much more than a job. Is something that you feel like part of my life. That
Absolutely.
I'm giving everything, both me and my partner. And you have a lot of control on your environment, something that makes you feel very secure and satisfied.
Well, that kind of leads me to the other part. We talk a lot here in the States about, especially young executives, about what their why is. Like, what is their why, quote unquote, and it's got to be not making money. That's a result. Your why is your heart and soul that makes it not a job, as you say, makes it something that you want to, like in our business, our why is making a difference for management and their business, our client. So what is your why? You're starting to explain it. What is your why in relation to your family, your clients, your partners? What is it?
I think that the major why, I agree with what you said about that money is just a result. It can't be the goal. I think the main thing that drives me is to build something big. It doesn't really matter the exact thing, but you want to make a difference, to have something that inspired others. So people would be surprised. Wow, it's absolutely amazing how you did it.
Right.
When we get this kind of feedbacks from our end customers, this what fills you up and gives you the endless drive to continue.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's funny. It's kind of like sports, and I do a lot of analogies of sports. And you always hear from athletes when they've won their first championship, they want to do it even more because the feel of it is incredible. And it's not the extra money from winning. It's not any of the other stuff. It's the bonding with their teammates. It's the thrill of victory, as they say, and that seems to be the driving force of whether you're in sports or business, right?
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't matter. I think that people are feeling much satisfaction when they feel significant, when they feel that they can, and that they feel that people appreciate it. So,
yeah. And I can tell with you feel it. There's no doubt about it. And when I met you, I saw it right away. And so you're clearly motivated, as I said before, by activity, certainly by sports and technology. But it is a fast-moving and pretty competitive industry. You know, I mean, you're combining sports, entertainment, even merchandising, rewards, a lot of good stuff there. And you really, in my mind, making a difference for the teams, too. Where do you see this going in the short-term and long-term future?
In the short term, I think that it's not actually my opinion. It's just the reality that you can view over Google or any other search engine. That you see that most of the leading, not most, but the leading clubs, the leading sports clubs already adopted a strategy of fan engagement. Fan engagement is the end goal, what they want to achieve. Mm-hmm. They know that it has a major value. But now they're mostly seeking for means how to improve fan engagement. We're tackling this kind of challenge, but with mobile games, because we know that they're amazing means to get direct revenues, to get the data needed on your customers' behavior, not just aggregated data like Facebook gives you, that it has no value, and to have a viral effect, because one of the objectives of sports teams is to increase their online community. So games are just a mean to achieve the three key values that I've mentioned.
Yeah.
So I guess for the short term, we'll see that most of the leading clubs would have this kind of cooperation with gaming company, technological company, any company that can supply them an efficient solution for fan engagement. It can come from the day-to-day activity like games. It can come from another vertical tackling the match day, extracting more money from the fans that are coming to the venues. So there's a lot of things that you can, a lot of ways you can tackle this opportunity. We're doing it through games because we believe and we love this kind of meme.
So, it's funny because years ago when I was in my early 20s, which unfortunately is almost a long time ago now, there used to be something called fan clubs, and that's the way the teams engaged with their fans. They had a fan club that people joined up and they got a newsletter or something. And so fan engagement's always been a priority. It's just taken off like crazy now because of technologies brilliant like what you guys are doing. So there's no doubt teams are interested in it. And I've been fortunate to work with a lot of clients who are global, and everything goes global so much faster right now, obviously. And there's I've worked with companies different sizes, different budgets, different visions even, and obviously different cultures. But the similarities, are the same, and the opportunity, not just to make a difference for the sports team here, but I think the opportunity of what you're doing in sports is to, not to get too philosophical, but actually bring people together from all over the world.
You can do that when you have a platform to have a daily activity, a weekly activity, something that is more than just the standard match days of the team. Because if it's all about the team, so you can expect the fans to be that hooked. If you want to address the fans, you have to give them something and start talking about them, not just about you. One of the things that we're saying to clubs that we work with is take a look at your social feed. Most of it is glorifying you.
Right.
But what about your fans? Where is the recognition? Where is to be different from the others? Not just reposting historical events, but talking about what really matters, the fans themselves, because these are the audience that view this kind of content.
Yeah, it's a brilliant statement, because in the talent world right now, which we have an executive search firm, that is the whole ball game. And just in business in general, it's not about, hey, I'm great, you should come buy from us. It's like other people engaging and talking about why they love it, why this, why that, being involved in it, and the team, like you say, or the business recognizing their clients, recognizing their employees, the teams recognizing their fans, like you're saying.
Yeah. Once a sport team will do it well, I think that the fans would not follow them, they would follow themselves. And it's a big difference. They won't open the feed or try to have more information about the team, to know about the team, but to know about themselves and what they feel.
Yeah.
I want to add another thing. You asked before the previous question, you asked about the short term and the long term.
Mm-hmm.
So I answered about the short term, but for the long term, I believe that it would be like any other penetration of innovation. When you look first at the big clubs, the ones that have most of the money, that they have the responsibility to be first. Real Madrid has a saying with Adidas that first never follows. Right. So they always have to be first. So we're seeing all the big teams are adapting the strategy of mobile games to interact and engage their community.
Mm-hmm.
But on the long term, like in 1, 2, 3 years from today, I think it would be the standard, because all the medium and small clubs would see the solution that the big clubs have, and they would want to embrace it to themselves. It's exactly like how social media act, like Real Madrid, Milan, Juventus, all the big soccer clubs were the first to embrace Facebook and Twitter and start evolving their online community. They were part of the first. I guess there were also a few American sports teams. But today, you cannot see none of the teams. Doesn't matter how small it is, that it hasn't have any fan page, something. It's obvious today. So I believe that in 2 years, it will be obvious that if you want to engage your audience, you can do it with games. People are playing regardless to you. This is what they do 50% of their time.
No, you're right, 100%. And to be honest, even the community clubs are engaging with their the families in the community, and even down to that level. And so I think it's gonna grow significantly. Hey, a couple of quick answer questions to get to know you a little bit better. Do you have a pet?
Yeah, I have a dog, a beagle.
Cool. What's his name?
Poncho.
Poncho. Okay, that's a good Israeli name, Poncho.
It's actually Mexican, I think.
Yeah, it is. I know. Do you have a? We're talking sports. Do you have a favorite activity or sport?
I used to play soccer until I completely smashed my knee doing soccer. So I switched to tennis. That it's more light and still not a perfect fit for the knees.
Yeah.
But it's the risk of getting another knee in a knee is little. So
all right, that's cool.
I'm playing tennis today, and like my historical hobby was diving because of my father. So I started diving from age of 5.
That's better for the knee. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's better for the knee. Exactly.
Do you have a favorite movie that you like or TV show?
TV show, you can say I have several. That series, Games of Thrones, just amazing. We're now watching Walking Dead, also very, very good.
Yeah, no, those are good choices. Those are good choices. Now, this is going to be interesting. How about music and food?
I'm not that foodie. I actually always joke about myself that I'm not feeling that the differences between the flavors. Mm-hmm. So I'm not the perfect guy for going to the restaurant.
Music?
With him to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Also in the music, I mostly use Apple, iTunes, and then just get lost over there, just hearing a general playlist. So
well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to have variety, right?
Yeah, good to have variety.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that. We appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.